Hey everybody! The purpose of this video is to get you some instructions on how to run the spreadsheet for your first little turtle homework here. It's a little bit of a reminder to make sure that you know how to get to our class's website when necessary. It won't always be necessary. Most of what I'll give you in this class is going to be printed, but there's quite a few pieces of the class that use things like Excel or have you watch videos that I've made. So I want to make sure you can find that. So from the COCC site, I think what most students do nowadays is just search up my name, as my son says, search up Sean Rule, and then search it. First hit pops up. Here's our class website. So, and this is a class website for pretty much all my classes. Got office hours on here. You got my phone number, my email, my picture from 2004. And then down here, you've got Math 98. And there's two links here, a bunch of information too. There's two links. One of them is the calendar. And if you go to that, I don't think most of my students even use this. I keep track of what we do in class in Math 98 week to week on this. So week 1, week 2, you notice that there's nothing in most of this yet, which is totally fine. We build the course as we go. I just want to let you know that this is there if you need it. If you ever miss a class, excuse me, and you want to see what we did. Online course information is the more important one here. And I mean, you may very well have gotten to this already, which is how you're watching this video. I'm going to talk about it in class so you know where things are. And there'll be a link here for the video that I'm making right now. And then you're going to click on the spreadsheet for the homework. Just like in class, we clicked on spreadsheet for the lab, we're going to click on spreadsheet for the homework. Okay, so we're going to open this puppy dog up. And what you're going to see, and I'll drag it over here, what you're going to see here is you're going to see spreadsheets similar to the ones we did in class, where you've got data. And this should look relatively familiar to you. But I've got different characteristics of the data on here. I've got live hatch rates based on hatchlings released in each box and how many eggs are in that box. But rather than having who loaded the box, or what else did we look at? We looked at who loaded the box. We looked at box type. I've got the beach the turtles came off of, and I've also got the data by time that we pulled the turtles off of. So what I'm going to show you here is we're going to show you how to goof around a little bit in Excel and take a look at some new kind of features Excel has, which I think is pretty rad. The first thing I want to do is I want to look, and if you look at your homework, let me pull up your homework real quick and we'll take a look at it here. Turtles. Lab 1, here we go. Down here, I ask you to look at the North Beach, South Beach, and we're going to do Central Beach together in this video. We're going to look at the hatch rates, not based on who packed the boxes, not based on what type of box it is, but simply based on what beach they came off of. So you'll notice that some of the boxes don't have beaches at all. So what that means is whoever took notes on this box forgot or failed to put what beach it came from. We'll deal with that in a second. Some of them came off the North Beach, some came off the Center Beach, and some came off the South Beach. The beach that we work is about 1 mile long, and it's broken into thirds, roughly. Now, the problem is you've got a whole bunch of data that's all spread around, and I think it would be insane for us to think that we want to go through here and somehow do this step by step, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of data points long. We're not going to do that. We're going to do it just like we did in class, where we're going to do a little bit of finagling. But in class, it was a little bit different because I had already had the data set up for you in such a way that everything was already organized. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show you something called a data sort function that Excel has. So check this out. We want to put these in order. We're going to do it alphabetically just because we can. What I want you to do is once you've opened the spreadsheet up, left click on this column F and it highlights the entire thing. Totally fine. It highlights the entire thing. Then you're going to wander up here to the data tab, which opens up the data ribbon. And one of the most important features Excel has when you have a huge data set like this is called the sort feature. Now, I generally speaking just sort ascending, which means You start with the lowest values and go to the highest. Now, when it says lowest to highest with letters, that means first in the alphabet to last in the alphabet. So I'm going to hit that A to Z button, and a little sort warning pops up. And this is important because these boxes have stuff next to them. In other words, if I sort just this column, that's going to put all the blanks first, then all the words that start with C, then all the words that start with N, and then all the words that start with S, which sounds great, except for the fact that it's going to then break them away from the actual data that's attached to them. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to use expand the selection. Expand the selection, which means not just use this, but also use the stuff next to it. So now I'm going to hit sort. And now what happened, it's kind of hard to notice, but it put this column in alphabetical order. All the blanks first, then all the centers, then all the norths. If we go down far enough, there's all the norths. And then last but not least, at the very bottom, all the souths. But more importantly, what it also did was it kept all of these other data with the beach data. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So I can undo it and show you again. Here, I'll undo it. Now it's unsorted. So you might notice that, let's look at this. This first center one came out of cell A10, or section A10, 92, 87, and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to resort the data. I'm going to expand the selection. Okay, now if you look down at the first center one and you look over, look, A10, 92, 87. So it kept the data with the beach location, which is exactly what we want. So now everything is sorted. This is going to make our lives a lot easier, Okay, now, unfortunately, these top 20 or so data points I can't use. I don't know what beach they came off of, so I have to throw those data away. So I'm going to show you how to do that too. You're going to left click and hold and select all that data. So we've highlighted all of it. And then I'm going to right click in that space. And I'm going to hit delete. And then we're going to shift the cells up, I guess. We'll just do it that way. There we go. So now all that data is gone. We can't use it. We don't know what beach it's on. And if I remember correctly, we're going to look down the bottom too. I think there might be some at the bottom for some reason that are blank. Nope, they're not. Okay, that makes sense. All right, good. So now everything is good to go. All right. Now what we need is we need to look at the hatch rates for the center beach. Now you might remember doing this in the lab. We looked at the hatch rates for different kinds of boxes and also different kinds of people. And there's a couple ways we can do this. We can do it with formulas, or we can just do it with mathematics. I'll show you both ways. I like the formulas way better, but some people might not be comfortable with Excel yet. So what we need to do is mathematically, in order to get let me insert a text box here and type what I'm about to say. Okay, to get the hatch rate for a beach, I need to get two things. I need to get the total number of hatchlings from that beach, and then I have to divide that by the total number of eggs from that beach. So it's going to be a little bit of a, well, you know what, I can do this a little bit ghetto. Hang on, let me put a little division symbol right here. There we go, we can be ghetto. So we need to figure out how many hatchlings came off of that beach in total, which is this column here. And we also have to divide that by the total number of eggs that came off of that beach, which is this column here. Now we did that two different ways in class. The first way we did it, let's do the center beach together, was we went to the hatchlings released and we selected all of the hatchlings that were released for a given characteristic. So for example, I just selected all the hatchlings that were released from the center beach. And if you scroll down here and look, we got a total of 21,583 hatchlings released. 21,000, write that down. 21,583 hatchlings were released from that beach. But how many eggs did we pull off that beach? I don't know. Let's go look. Let's select all the eggs. And I get a total of 24,411. which is totally fine. So I've got a number of hatchlings released, which is 21,583, and the total number of eggs from the beach, which is 24,411. Then we just have to divide those. So I'm going to go over here like I always do and use Google. 21,583 divided by 24,411. And I get 88.4%. 88.4% is the hatch rate from the central beach. So the middle third of the beach in San Pancho is about 88.4% success for hatching, which is well above what it is in nature. Okay, so that's the way you can do it by using the sum command that's down here on the toolbar. I'll show you another way. If you like that way, that's totally great. You can now do the homework easily by doing the same thing for the north and south beaches. So all you've got to do is go back into the spreadsheet and look at the north and the south beaches, which are down here. You can do the exact same thing, okay, and that's fine. If you want to do it with formulas, I'll show you that next. Now, again, like I said, you don't have to go any further than what I just did. You can be happy. But if you want to do it with formulas, okay, so we'll do hatch rates, and I'll make a little table here. We'll do center beach, and I'll actually type, even though I'm not going to do it because you're going to do it, I'll do north and south as well. We can do everything we just did using formulas as such. So for the center beach, we're going to type an equals sign because we're using formulas. Then we're going to type the word SUM, sum, left parentheses, and then we're going to grab all of the hatchlings released for the for the central beach. Went too far. There we go. I keep going too far. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm going to press right parentheses. Now, if you look at the formula so far, hopefully it makes sense. It's right here, but it's also up here. Sum D2 to D334 divide by. Now I have to add up all of the eggs from that same beach. And what you're going to notice is you'll notice that it's the same cells. 2 to 234, 2 to 234, and then I press enter. And that number should look familiar, 88.4%. Scroll in a little bit so you can see it better. There you go. There's the formula. There's the percent. If you want, you can hit percent. It pops it out for you. You can add some decimals if that's your thing. But that matches exactly what we got over here, 88.4%. So your choice, whether you want to do it in Excel or whether you want to do it in Excel, but not with formulas, I guess. Okay, that gets you through the first two questions here, 1 and 2. Number 3 is totally extra credit. You don't have to do it at all. It's optional. I created another sheet on this spreadsheet, another tab on this spreadsheet that has the same data sorted by time. I already did the sort. The sort was a little bit goofier, and I didn't want you to have to worry about that. So I sorted it for you already by time. It's military time. So 0000 is midnight. 0015 is 12:15 in the morning, which is very, very dark. If you scroll down towards the bottom, 22:45 would be 10:45 p.m. Let's see, 12:30 would be 12:30 in the afternoon, noon plus half an hour, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 5:45 in military time. So I already sorted that all for you, and you can deal with it. You're going to do a similar thing, but you're going to compare not beaches, but times when turtles were collected, and have you write a little bit about that. That is probably enough to get you going for this. Have fun with it. Email me if you get stuck, and we'll see you in class.